Alright. Welcome back to Nick Lenz Comic Corner Classic, Custom Known Classic. This is episode number 2373. Doubleshot number 3267. Got two Marvel trades for you. First up is Capwolf and the Howling Commandos. Written by Stephanie Phillips. Artwork by Carlos Mingo. Kind of good to think I got this because I wasn't going to think of something else, but I got to get this one instead. So, this is a 4-issue series released fairly recently. I actually think just a couple years ago, I think this was released. Well, it should have been released last year. So, basically, this is set in World War II, and, this is Captain America. The big thing of this one, Cap becomes a werewolf. And you're thinking, those of you really Captain Comics for a long time, wait, I thought we already did this already in the 1990s. Well, apparently apparently this is sort of a retcon where he becomes a werewolf in the 40s. So France, 1944, we see Dum Dum Dugan about to be shot by a German, where he's saved by Nick Fury before he lost his eye due to reasons. And then we have a Tiger tank show up, and of course it's a big battle. Cap shows up to save them because they're friends. And of course, basically, they protect them. And of course, we have this thing called Wolfenstein, aka the Wolf's Lair, which I'm sure this is probably Stan Phillips probably doing a nod to Wolfenstein. Except that I heard it's a really awesome game. I've never played it, but it's real. I played a little bit of it as a demo years ago. So they go out, and of course, by the way, Cap does not have the circular shield at this point in time. He's got the square shield. Yeah, so this is before. So you can kind of fit this particular mini-series between issues 2 and 3 of Captain America Comics. Because first issues he had that particular shield, by issue 3 he had the circular shield. And then we show off this woman, this chalk white skinned woman, her name is Rio. Well, she's kind of like a voodoo priestess. She's a very pretty woman. Yep, and she apparently has got all the supernatural stuff. This is basically kind of a story it's a lot of fun. And at one point, Cap is turned to a werewolf, but he's going to keep a sense with him. And of course, basically, it's they call her, it's like her as a witch. She should be here, Commander. Her name is Rose. And she's the reason you have a good job, good doctor. She is the reason the moon is listening. And it says going to call her goddess heathen. The other list of fear should be with she stays. Yep. And the whole thing is then she transforms. Then a guy takes an injection, force injection. Then he becomes a werewolf. And he's like, "Oh, you should kill me." And I told you my commanding officer is Sergeant Fury. Yep. So then looking up basically where he is shot, but he's able to stop. Yeah, and of course, basically about John Wayne because, I think his career just started at that point. I think it did. And of course, she's until the girl is told by Dugan that creature is Captain America. No, it can't be. I was bitten. You can talk. Yep. So, if I had to guess, I'd say I owe that to the serum that made me Captain America in the first place. I'm a soldier, not a scientist. I'm grateful I haven't harmed anybody, which is a good thing. Bonsoir, this is you're a Capwolf. Yes, Capwolf. So he's basically stuck in werewolf form, and it becomes a melee of werewolf stuff, which is interesting to say the least. I like this miniseries. I really do. Oh, and the French girl, Francine. Yeah, these two actually fall for each other. Yeah, she's not mentioned present day for some reason. The cat fight a bunch of Nazi werewolves, and yep, it becomes so fun. Nick Fury's like, I can't be assigned a new damn unit. I like Commando. I like Commandos. I don't know who sent these weapons to stay. You're supposed to kill the room. You're not special. I'm not. My men are. Sorry for the outburst. I need you back my unit. I can't myself, but all I know is the front gate is on man between 11 and 11:10. Or guard change. Now get back to bed. Yeah, and by the way, also, here's a little weird fun fact. Nick Fury's first love interest wasn't action nurse until she got killed. I think she got killed during a bombing raid. Then we have the scientist like says just for just land, and then she beats him up, and well, yeah. Then of course, basically, yeah, Duke and her make out, and Cap is fighting, of course, more werewolves. And of course, he gets shot. This guy gets shot before he gets his serum by Nick Fury. It's like, Sergeant Fury, thanks for the assist. Potato, potato. Yep. And of course, Cap is back in peak physical condition, because of course he is. Yep. Oh, Cap. Corporal call even. And then Steve salutes the flag, walks off. That's what happened to him in Rio. It's not really clear what happened to her, but this was a great miniseries. Yeah, I give miniseries 10 out of 10 because the book was a lot of fun. Next up we have is a book that was drawn by Alex Ross, Marvels. This is the this, believe it or not, is a prequel to the Earth X trilogy. Yes, this book. Alex Ross also co-writes the story with Jim Kruger. He's Alex Ross does the cover. He does the interior. The interior is by Will B. Mostly put it as just basically a bunch of kids witnessing some kids witnessing the superheroes do their thing. And this book is supposed to be a prologue, a prequel to Earth X. So they have a bunch of crazy stuff happening. You have a kid dressed up as wearing Green Goblin mask. He runs into random people, and of course, we have kind of in the way stuff happening from the Marvel Universe that are noteworthy things. And he is just around for this stuff. Also, he sees New York City is basically heavily damaged by a demon. Oh, this kid, basically, his name is David. So yeah, he remembers the time of superheroes, and when they were big active, and then also the superheroes had to hear older. This is before the events of Earth X, and I love all the flashbacks that they have in here in this book, and just him, it kind of like from the eyes of from his own eyes, witnessing all this stuff. Throughout this book, we're into Captain America, Spider-Man, the Iron Man, the Avengers. Really cool stuff here. But they are a little bit older. But this miniseries was actually pretty good. I do appreciate it. Yeah, there's obvious visual nods to classic Marvel images, but it's a good miniseries. Give it a 9 out of 10. Yep. So yeah, this took a view. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is the most recent episode release for, well, Toji Must Be a Kamen Rider. Yep. This is of course most released dubbed anyways, yes. But until this next video, bye.